What happens when a champion loses everything? What happens when the man who once stood on top of the world suddenly hears people saying, maybe he was never that good to begin with? For Dricus Du Plessis, this fight isn't just about winning, it's about protecting his identity. A year ago, Dricus was the king of the middleweight division. He had beaten elite fighters. He had silenced doubters. He had captured UFC gold. And then he lost. Not in a close war, not in a controversial decision. He got dominated. And in combat sports, that's brutal psychologically. Because fans have short memories. The same people calling you the champion suddenly start asking, was he overrated? Was his title run a fluke? Has the division figured him out? For Dricus, this fight is about something deeper than rankings. It's about respect. Hello, this is licensed professional counselor Robert Bryan, and welcome to Faith Meets Psychology. In this video, we're going to discuss the psychology of Dricus Du Plessis, fighting to prove that it wasn't a fluke. Now, first, let's discuss the fear of becoming forgotten. Psychologists call this identity loss. Athletes don't simply play a sport, their sport becomes who they are. For years, Dricus wasn't just a fighter. He was the champion. The man nobody could solve, the king of middleweight. When you lose that title, a piece of your identity dies. Former athletes often describe retirement or major losses as feeling like a death. Because suddenly you begin asking, who am I now? This fight is Dricus' opportunity to stop that psychological spiral before it begins, because one more loss changes the narrative completely. Suddenly, he's not a former champion trying to regain his throne. He's just another guy in the rankings. That's terrifying for elite competitors. Next, let's discuss Dricus having to fight the doubters again. One thing that has fueled Dricus' entire career is being underestimated. People questioned his cardio, his technique, his awkward Looney Tunes style, his athleticism, yet somehow he kept winning. Over and over, the criticism actually became fuel. But after losing his title, those old voices returned. The doubters became louder, and psychologically, athletes often become obsessed with proving people wrong. Michael Jordan did it, Conor McGregor did it, Tom Brady did it. The danger, though, is that proving others wrong can become more important than simply performing. If Dricus fights emotionally, he could force things, take unnecessary risks, fight angry. But if he channels that doubt correctly, it can become motivation. Because athletes often perform at their highest level when they feel like they have something to reclaim. Next, let's discuss the pressure of defending your legacy. Because this fight between Kamaru Usman and Dricus Du Plessis is about legacy. Because championships are only temporary, legacies are forever. Years from now, nobody will ever remember every single fight. They'll remember narratives. Was Dricus a true champion, or was he simply a champion for a brief moment in time, a transitional champion? This fight begins answering that question, because every great champion eventually faces adversity. How they respond determines how history remembers them. Anyone can climb the mountain. The truly great ones climb it again. Next, let's discuss the danger of facing a legend. Because there is his opponent, Kamaru Usman, one of the greatest welterweights in UFC history, a future Hall of Famer. This creates another psychological challenge, because if Dricus loses to an aging Usman, the criticism will be relentless. People will say he's finished. He can't beat elite fighters anymore. The championship changed him. The stakes for Dricus are enormous, because losing to a legend can elevate the legend while simultaneously damaging your own reputation. Next, let's discuss the psychology of desperation. The most dangerous fighters in MMA are often not champions. They're former champions because they remember what it felt like to sit on the throne. And now it's gone. That creates hunger. That creates urgency. That creates desperation. Dricus understands something terrifying. Nothing in sports is guaranteed. One injury, one loss, one bad night, and the opportunity, the spotlight, the positive attention may never come again. This could be the beginning of his comeback story or the beginning of his decline. That pressure changes people. In conclusion, Dricus Du Plessis isn't simply fighting Kamaru Usman. He's fighting doubt, he's fighting criticism, he's fighting the fear that his championship reign may be remembered as a brief moment of time instead of an era. And perhaps, most importantly, he's fighting to prove to himself that he still belongs among the elite. Because every champion eventually loses, but only a few can rise again. And in this fight, we'll find out if Dricus Du Plessis is one of them. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.